On a quiet Tuesday afternoon in a suburban neighborhood just outside of Denver, Colorado, an unusual 911 call came into dispatch. The voice on the other end was soft, barely audible, clearly a child, no older than 3 or 4. All the dispatcher could make out was a faint whisper, "Help. Mommy." It was followed by static and the line going dead. At first, the dispatcher considered the possibility of a prank or an accidental call, which is not uncommon with children. But protocol dictated that any call, especially one involving a child and the word help, had to be taken seriously. Officers were immediately dispatched to the address the call had pinged from. Within minutes, 2 patrol cars pulled up outside a modest single-story home. The front yard was still, the curtains drawn tightly shut. There was no answer at the door. After repeated knocks and identifying themselves as police, the officers heard a faint thumping noise, almost like a small hand tapping on glass. One officer peeked through a side window and saw a toddler, barefoot and holding a small plush toy, staring at them with wide eyes filled with confusion and fear. With no response from any adults inside, officers made the call to force entry. What they discovered inside sent chills down their spines. The home was eerily quiet, save for the low hum of a television playing in the background. The child, later identified as 3-year-old Liam, stood silently in the hallway. His pajamas stained and his cheeks streaked with tears. He didn't run or speak, just pointed toward a closed bedroom door. Upon opening the door, officers found Liam's mother unconscious on the floor, a bottle of prescription pills spilled beside her. The room smelled faintly of alcohol and medication. Emergency medical services were immediately called to the scene. Paramedics arrived within minutes and quickly worked to stabilize the woman. She was still breathing, though barely. Authorities later confirmed she had suffered an accidental overdose, likely from a combination of anxiety medication and alcohol. If not for her son's 911 call, she may not have survived the night. But what stunned the police even more was learning how Liam had managed to make the call. The child had apparently watched his mother use her phone enough times to understand how to unlock it using facial recognition, then swiped through her contacts to tap on the emergency call option. With limited vocabulary, he had managed to say just enough to alert authorities before the line disconnected. Inside the house, signs pointed to a life of recent struggle. Piles of unopened bills sat on the kitchen table. Empty food containers, baby bottles, and signs of neglect were scattered throughout. According to neighbors, Liam's mother, 29-year-old Sarah Jennings, had been a single parent since the boy was born. Recently, they had noticed she'd been keeping to herself more, her once friendly demeanor now quiet and withdrawn. "She was a loving mom," said one neighbor, "but she looked tired. Defeated even. I wish we'd known something was wrong." Social services were called in, and Liam was taken into temporary protective custody while his mother was treated at the hospital. The incident ignited a wave of public discussion about the mental health challenges single parents face, especially mothers dealing with postpartum depression and financial stress without a strong support system. Many called for better access to mental health care and community outreach programs to prevent similar incidents in the future. As news of Liam's bravery spread, the boy became a quiet hero in the eyes of many. Officers involved in the response even visited him in foster care later that week, bringing him toys and telling him how proud they were. "He may be small," one officer said, "but that kid saved his mom's life. That's courage right there." Doctors later confirmed that Sarah would make a full recovery, both physically and mentally, thanks to timely intervention and the care she received afterward. With support from mental health professionals, she was reunited with Liam a few weeks later and has since been advocating for awareness around depression and overdose risks. The story of a 3-year-old boy's desperate call for help serves as a haunting reminder of the struggles many families face behind closed doors, but it also shines a light on the quiet resilience of a child who, against all odds, did exactly what was needed in the most critical moment.
If you like the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and press the bell icon.